We've all seen the image of the laughing Buddha. He was actually a real Zen monk who lived in China about 1,000 years ago. And he was famous for being very jovial. And he would wander from place to place. And he carried with him a big sack carrying all kinds of goodies in it. He would stop on the wayside and all the children would come running to him and he'd give from his sack something nice, some little gift, something or the other to all the kids, and they would love it. In a way, he created these kind of playway kindergarten schools wherever he went. And he would tell stories and he would laugh with the kids and he would roll in the mud with them. And there was a Zen scholar who saw this behavior and said, what kind of behavior is this? This is not the way monks are supposed to behave. He's wearing his clothes so loose they'll drop off any time. He's carrying this big fat bag. What kind of behavior is this? He's most un-monk-like. So this scholar said, people like him are spoiling the true teachings. He decided to confront him. So one day, as this monk was walking down the road, this Zen scholar came in front of him and pulled out a sword and held the sword to him and said, tell me the meaning of Zen. And you know this laughing Buddha, as he was called, always smiling, suddenly stopped smiling. And he released this big bag he was carrying. Loud sound. And then he smiled again. The scholar was still not fully impressed, so he said, how does one realize Zen? And he picked up the bag and put it on his shoulder, turned around and started walking away. And the scholar realized he was in the presence of greatness, that he'd made a big mistake. He threw his sword away and went and asked for forgiveness. So in this story, without even saying anything, the monk is conveying some of the deepest lessons. What is the meaning of Zen? Put down the burden. What burdens are we carrying? Mental, emotional, from the past, worrying about the future. If we have picked up those burdens, we can also spontaneously put them down. Right now, put them down. And once you've learned to put it down, you can re-engage, this time not being caught up. You don't run away from your responsibilities, you engage without getting caught up in them. And so he picked up the bag again and he began walking. So in this way, this monk who appeared to be very jovial and superficial and just fooling around, turned out to be someone who was deeply wise. And that deep wisdom did not take away his playfulness. So we can be very much connected to ourselves and we can also be very playful. So this is a light-hearted approach to a really wise way of living. And the laughing Buddha, the Zen monk, represents that wonderful teaching.